trial and error begins. We're going to remove the spark plug and take a look inside first before we start doing anything crazy. Probably going to take the starter off since that the cord was sticking out before we even flew. Hard to tell. Spark plug looks pretty crappy, but I don't have a hole like that one time, so that's good. At least not in the center. Go ahead and remove the starter. That works, so it's definitely the engine. But as you can see, it doesn't really retract it, so I'm gonna have to go back in there and probably bend the end of the spring back into place. Remove the old Darth Vader cap, if possible. There we go. Pop the old Darth Vader cap off. The washers. Look at this. These guys are loose. Watch, I haven't even done anything, promise. Yeah. Now I definitely think they were way too loose, but I don't think that's what caused the issue. There we go. Ah, that does not look good. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that looks horrible. It's a heartbreaker. Here, let me show you. I'll take this guy out. Where's the flashlight? There it is. Look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at how close to that side it is compared to this side. All those chunks. See that? There's like, see that big edge right there? Chopped out. Jeez, dude. That's some bad scoring over there. So after taking a look on the old internet, it looks a lot like foreign particle causes this. So I'm gonna vacuum out what pieces I can so less fall into the crankcase, and then we'll try to get the piston out. Woody just gave me this bolt too. That'll allow me to pull the cylinder off. We'll see how easy that is. Piston's just it's kind of just cycling up. It's not actually, might not let me move it. I think I'm gonna have to get some oil in there or bang it out. At this point, I don't know if it's gonna hurt the cylinder wall that much more. Let's see what it looks like in there. Yeah, there's some stuff in there. I've decided I'm not using any oil because this wall looks really bad right now. So here goes nothing. What it looks like on the other side. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Is that what the foreign particle was? Piece of the bearing? Probably. That would be a really good guess. Crankshaft, bearing, wrist pin, bearing thingy. Anyways, that's supposed to be a circular, and as soon as that wrist pin came out, that fell into a million pieces. So I've pretty much come to the conclusion that that was, this piston failure was due to a foreign particle, which I think was from that wrist pin bearing. Look at that scoring right there, like how thick that is. But look at that. Is that not crazy? Kind of sucks. I I guess I really didn't show you the inside of the cylinder yet with the piston out. Oh yeah, look at that one on the left. That is deep. That's crazy. I think this bad boy might be out of commission. Got quite the job ahead of me. I have cleansed this out before. You can see all the bearing particles down there. But yeah, for my old video, you saw me turn this guy upside down and pour fuel through it, and a million bazillion times to clean it out. And so I'm gonna have to do that again. Probably gonna go for a new whole top end this time. I don't think I talked about the head yet. That's what it looks like. So pitted, dude. Oh, there's the problem. The hook broke, so now it's just slipping. So maybe I can pull that into the spring out and bend it back, because we got plenty to work with. So there it is. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be hard to get that back in there, but I really don't want to have to reel this all up again. The question is where to bend it. Looking pretty solid. Oh wow, turned out pretty nice, I think. Not sure how easy this hook is going to be to get back in there. We'll see. It doesn't seem to want to. I feel like it's about to just pull way past. No! No! I forgot how much of a pain this is. I did this once in an old video if you want to see how I did it, how I wound it back up, but it is a pain. Just make sure this is nice and unwound as it's gonna be. It is. This is really tight. It doesn't need to be this tight. Cut these guys off. Oh, and pro tip, I don't wear eye protection all the time when I'm working on stuff, but I do with this, because this guy, if it unwinds all of a sudden, it'll pop out and fly all over the place. But I line up the hook, pop it down in there, pop that guy in there, try to hold it in there pretty tight and pull that zip tie out, and then let it unwind in your fingers. It's in there again, and it's not as long as the hole goes, but I think it'll be strong. This is a small thing to note on this guy. You actually do have to, I'm gonna cut this and thread it through a little better, but you can't run it through here because it's gonna sit like this, and you're gonna be pulling at this angle. So the rope will now be pulling against this sharp metal part, which I've done before and it's worn out and I've broken it. So you can't actually run it through here. So I'm gonna have to run it through this area to where this sits on top, because as you can see, there's a lot more gap here as opposed to there. So the rope is going to hit the metal more on if I put this side up rather than putting this side up. So cut that, lace it through here, no problem. I was thinking about pulling the carburetor and the reed valve off, but I think I'm just going to spray some carb cleaner through the reed valves to make sure there's no metal pieces stuck in the flaps. I'm going to try and hold this valve open. Maybe this, if I pull that through a little bit, it'll hold it open. Yep. Good as new. And then it rotates pretty freely here, nice and smooth. But as soon as it gets over here, it's a lot tougher to pull. It's rough right there. So like I said, it was getting caught over here. He gave me this recommendation to run the crank over and over without letting this hit the sides, because that's going to damage the crankcase. So I did that, holding this with the rubber band, And I think I loosened up something that was in the bearings that was causing this to stick here. And it runs so free right now. Very smooth. And that's probably him texting me back because I just texted him and said, "You're a genius." So thank you very much. That was a whole lot of me not knowing what I'm doing, so hopefully it ends up alright. Just try to grind down the pits and keep the same shape. Who knows if that really happened, but there it is in all its beautiful unused glory with the O-ring. Nice little clean piston, wrist pin. Quite honestly, I have no idea what that's for. Little exhaust crush washer. Rings. Slightly bent up gasket. And that's it. So what's interesting about this setup that is different from the other cylinder I had, old cylinder, new cylinder. You see that this one is flat here. There is no indentation for an O-ring. Well, the new cylinder I got has an indentation. The old cylinder head also has an indentation, and that's why these can, if you put this ring in here, it acts as a gasket up against this flat surface. Well, now I'm not going to use this gasket. If I can remove it, I'm going to use the gasket this came with, but I'm going to have two surfaces that have indentions in them. So the idea is that hopefully this O-ring is big enough and can take the heat and whatnot. I'm kind of being the guinea pig for somebody to see if this works. So hopefully it does, so I can fly it right away. But he's also sending me a metal gasket just in case, and the metal gasket would just go here to act as that flat base up against this. Can you guess which one is new? This one or this one? Kind of hard to tell. I don't know. So you got to make sure the ring, the opening of the ring, lines up with that little slot right there. Voila. And also that this little triangle points to the exhaust. So this guy's going to be facing the exhaust. So we'll put the first circlip in this side. And I'm just going to oil down some of the metal parts as I go. Get it started in there. So it was, of course, when I went to go put the piston on, I was like, man, I don't have a wrist pin bearing. It didn't come in the box with all this other stuff shipped. So I had to go on this crazy adventure to find this guy, which is a wrist pin off of, I think, a 1985 like CR125 that apparently is going to fit and work, but you can tell by this packaging, definitely was purchased in 1985. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. I'm going to put this in here so I don't risk dropping a circlip. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks good to me. Double check, make sure everything's pointing towards the exhaust. Gonna oil this guy up a little bit. Good on that side. Looks good on the back as well. There we go. Yep. Boom. Time to put the janky cylinder back on. This is guinea pig testing 101. I'm gonna install the old Darth Vader cap. I put a rubber ring on that one because it fell off here, but the other one's right here, in case you're wondering. Fresh new spark plug. Alright, got that guy tightened on. Turn off the camera because it takes forever to tighten these two bolts down, and you gotta pull really hard and get that washer crushed in there and tight. So on to the next thing. Okay, time to get some fuel. Dog likes to bark at me whenever it hears me, but yeah, I thought it sounded weird at first, and I think the sounds are going away, like almost like gas escaping somewhere, and I was afraid maybe it was coming through where I'd have that rubber O-ring on the in between the cylinder and the cylinder head. But I don't see any leaks. I went all the way up to 7,000 RPM, not going up to max just quite yet, but yeah, idle's a little high, but I can fix that. And I'm just going to keep running it up, see if it's good. And I'm going to Wings Over Winter tomorrow morning, so this really got fixed at the last minute, and I don't even have a chance to fly it. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll be able to fly it. I still haven't even flown my repaired wing, so I need to kite it and then fly it. So I got some things that I'm definitely going to be doing some test flying at Wings Over Winter. So if you're there, I'll see you there. Oh, what was that? You said you wanted me to start my engine with one hand? Oh, okay, no problem. No big deal. What was that? Oh, you said there was too much effort in that last pull? Hold on. So I haven't taken it up to that speed yet, but it sounds like there might be exhaust escaping from the joint, which is kind of annoying. So I went up to, I don't know, 7,000-8,000 RPMs while facing it. So I had a real good secure hold on it, my whole body. Real safe, I know, one might say. Anyways, so I think the sound I was hearing actually wasn't coming from the joint. I think it was actually coming from the Darth Vader cap right there. You can see it's kind of like broken up, if it'll focus. This likes to flap back and forth against the cylinder, and little chunks have broken off over time, but I was watching it and I could see it around 7,000-8,000 just start flapping up against it, making a loud noise. So I think that's actually where it's coming from. So I'm gonna say this one's good to go, and we'll work on some test flying maybe tomorrow morning on the way to WOW. I'm gonna wrap this one up as a success. Hopefully it is.